So, Gemini, I do feel like this might be a week and a period of time in general where there's this erratic, uneasy feeling, sensation, hovering around some of your energy, and also the field of experience that circulates around you feels quite chaotic or just, um, unreliable. I feel like some of you are dealing with this unreliable um, element where there's not a lot of guarantees of what's going to happen next. And some of you are suffering with this. You're worried with the future. You're worried about what the unknown brings. You're worried about issues pertaining safety, foundation. I feel like some of you just want to crawl into a safe place and kind of hide either from your own issues or from the world. Some of you Geminis have been living lives or have been having lifestyles that are here showing as being odd or unbalanced, either doing something too much or not doing something enough when it comes to make it right or make something appropriate. I do feel like some of you, it's just something that you're having a hard time dealing with as well. And so this situation might be overshadowing everything else that you might have going on at the same time positive. It's like you can't shake here the fear or the nervous feeling that something is bringing to you. I do feel like consciously or unconsciously, you are seeking to bring to you situations, to manifest situations that are a shakeup to something in your life that has not been or have not is not going well, is not going how it should be. So this shakeup is meant to, in a way, awaken you to the truth of risk. Now, for some of you, depending on which Gemini you are, there's two interpretations that we can have from this. So for some of you that have been too much on the conformity, too much on the fear, for some of you Geminis that have not been living their lives, that have not been showing up to situations out of fear, for Geminis that have been too much on the nest, too much on their familiar comfort zones, this might be a shakeup that is meant to awaken you to the unpredictable element of life and the good side of it. Not everything about unpredictability is or has to be a source of fear, negativity. It doesn't have to scare you, because the unpredictable element can also be quite exciting, creatively stimulating, and opening your life and your self even to life in ways that couldn't possibly happen if we were always, revolving around the square of, again, our comfort zones. So for some of you, this shakeup is to put you out there. If you have been too passive or too in this hiding energy, for others of you, could also be that there's a wake-up call during this week about not putting yourself in situations of risk. It could be that for other Geminis, you have been doing something or involved with something that represents a risk to your life, to your well-being, to your safety, to many risk in many ways. And maybe you are not conscious of this, and you will become that something needs to, it's like you have to refrain a behavior or take control, have the initiative here to stop something that can really be risky to you or to something you wish to protect, something you wish to, it's like something that's dear to you and that you wish to preserve as it is. It could also be that some of you are kind of summoning and calling in change. And the change will come, but it might come in ways that are, again, not what you thought, not what you planned. Some of you is just dealing with a lot of unplanned, unforeseen, as I said, elements that change things around. It's like, for some of you, there's also this message of turning tables. So if things have not been going at your favor, there can be a dramatic change on that terms, and suddenly things are working. Suddenly you feel free and ready to take the leap, to make the changes that you need to separate yourself from the things that are not for your own good. It could be that there are just turning tables about other things, where something was going one way and then suddenly you're dealing with the opposite of what was. It feels like something that something was in a way shaped, presented, felt, processed in one way, and suddenly it will be it will no longer be. It will be something else, something different. And also the message here for some of you Geminis is to be open to this current of energy, because it's uncontrollable. So if you resist to it, it's just going to create a fragmentation, an even higher state of fragmentation, and so provoking you also more fear and more issues with themes of safety and wholeness. I also feel like some of you is about being whole. If things are like fragmented to you, or they feel scattered, they feel disconnected, there's a sense of disconnection happening, or it's like something erupting in a way, or disrupting, I'm sorry, a structure or form that was specific or molded into your life and your vision, and suddenly it started being that way. It stopped being whole, and now it's like everything is like pieces, and you're trying to put the pieces together, but at the same time, it could be that you cannot mend something. It could be that the fragments you're trying to put together are not to be put together, because something else is going to show up or be formed, right? Be built where that other previous thing was. So I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. I have a special love reading available until the end of the month, which is called Cupid's Message. And if you would like to know more details about that special, again, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below.